Okay, so we will start the session now. Before that, I would like to request all of you to go on mute so that we can conduct this particular session smoothly without any outside disturbance. If you have questions during the sessions, you can definitely ask either on the chat window, or you can unmute yourself and ask the questions when the session is going on. So that is what I wanted to mention. So let's begin. We have though more students joining in, but I think it's already 5:10, so we should start. So myself, Subhashish Sarkar, I take care of NASSCOM skilling initiative in the eastern part of the country, and welcome all of you. I am welcoming all the delegates from Accenture as well as NASSCOM and many students who have joined us today. I am sure few of the college professors also who have joined us today for this particular masterclass session. And students have joined all across various colleges from East, starting from West Bengal, Odisha, Jharkhand, Bihar, Northeast. Many students have from many colleges have joined. So thank you for joining this particular session and welcome to this very exclusive knowledge series, which is Masterclass on Acquiring Data. Now, before I give you the context of that, I am sure by now you know that FutureSkills Prime is one initiative of NASSCOM, which is a skilling initiative of NASSCOM in association with Ministry of Electronics and IT, Government of India. Across the nation, we are running this particular initiative, which is an industry-driven initiative. It is by the industry and for the industry, so that industry get the right kind of talent, right kind of skilled talent. So that's why this particular learning platform has various kind of programs which are available, which are skill enhancer program on various technology. And we started this initiative almost 1.5 years back. And this particular learning platform is now termed as National Digital Skilling Platform. I'm sure all of you are already part of this platform. In case you are not part of this particular platform, go and join FutureSkills Prime platform. This is available as app also. You can download the app from Google Play Store or Android App Store. Now, as I mentioned, that this particular initiative is mainly for skilling and for the industry and by the industry. So we want more and more skilled manpower to be available across various parts of the country, and for which we are working very, very closely with few of the prominent industry organizations who are bringing in these kind of skilling initiative. We are very honored and glad to have the Accenture team with us, because this is a special initiative of Accenture, which is called AI Ascent, and NASSCOM FutureSkills Prime and Accenture brings you one very interesting program on AI, which is acquiring data. I am sure you know that data is the backbone of all the thing. In fact, we do whatever in whichever business verticals, whatever data analysis or whatever thing we are doing, whatever AI solutions we are using, data is the base of that. So how to use those kind of data, that's what this particular program under AI Ascent teaches you as a part of Accenture. We are very lucky to have one very eminent subject matter expert from Accenture who will be conducting this particular masterclass as a part of FutureSkills Prime knowledge series. We will be conducting such knowledge series for you, for students like you who can understand such kind of program and complete this kind of skill enhancer certification program. So yeah, so welcome to the masterclass on acquiring data, which is definitely on the technology domain of AI and big data. You will come to know more on many technical aspects to this. And I welcome Sheena for this. Sheena Siddiqui is an application development specialist in the AI team in learning and knowledge management Accenture, with an MTech in electrical engineering from Jamia Millia Islamia, New Delhi. Her area of expertise is machine learning, modeling, computer vision, and deep learning. Along with Sheena, we have Mr. Chandar Singh, who is also from Accenture, who will give his experts input whenever required, so that you understand this particular technology in a proper way. So welcome, Sheena, to you for this particular masterclass. Before I hand over to Sheena, just to give all of you a brief understanding, this is a program which is basically approximately it's a 11 hours program which is available on FutureSkills Prime platform, which is called Acquiring Data, and it is mainly on AI and big data technology. So you can complete this course. Today's masterclass will give you the overall holistic idea about the program. And after today's masterclass, you can complete this course at your own pace. Maybe you can take a month time to complete, and at the end, you can take up the assessment by SSC NASSCOM. So I will talk about assessment a little bit later after the masterclass is over. And with that, I hand over this session to Sheena for taking it through. Thank you so much, and enjoy the session. Have a note of whatever technical things you require, and wherever you have questions, you can ask Sheena later on. So thank you, and over to you, Sheena.
Thank you, Shubhashish, for the introduction, and a very warm welcome to all of you to this session. So in this session, we aim to take you through the basic concepts that we are covering in the Acquiring Data course. And the aim is to help you navigate the course in a better way, and to talk about some of the pain points that you may encounter while you are going through the course. The way we would want this session to go on is that we like to keep it interactive. So whenever like I ask you a question, you can post your answer in the chat box. And so let's get started with this note. Okay, so acquiring data is the first building block towards your AI and machine learning journey. And most of you might have this question in mind while you see the course structure, that I do not see any AI or machine learning to a very great extent in this course. Where is the AI here? So data is actually the fundamental building block before you actually get started with any of the AI or machine learning algorithms. Because all the AI and machine learning techniques are generally using data as their core component. So you can consider this course to be your first step in your AI and machine learning journey. Okay, so I have a question for you before we get started. You need to fill in this blank. Dash is the new oil. So this is a very famous quotation by one of the industry experts. And there's a word that needs to go here. So whoever wants to answer can please put the answer in the chat. Oh, there's some scribbling going on the screen.
I would request participant not to scribble on the screen because it will create disturbance. If you know the answer, you can type on the chat window. Yeah, so many people are writing data. So great, thanks.
Yes. That's so awesome. Yeah, data is the correct answer. And there are actually two reasons why it has been called as the new oil. One is that oil has been one of the most valuable natural resource, right? So there is a lot of money involved whenever there is a place which has a lot of oil. So what I'm trying to say is that oil has a lot of value in terms of money associated with it. And the same goes for the data in today's time. So data is something that has a lot of value associated with it, and you can actually companies are making a lot of money by actually analyzing the data and getting insights into the data and then customizing their products according to those insights. So yes, data is the new oil. And some people have also, and the other reason why data is being called as the new oil is that oil, when it is in its raw form, it's never used. Rather, it has to be processed, and then after processing, you get the value out of oil, and you get so many different products. So same goes with data. Data in its raw form is not something that can be used directly. Rather, one has to actually process the data to actually find value out of it. So these are the two parallels that we can draw between data and oil. And some people have also called data as the new electricity. And the reason why people have called data as the new electricity is because the way electricity revolutionized the entire world, same power data also has. It has the capability of actually changing everything the way we are doing it today. It can actually transform things. All right, with this, I go to my next question. All right, we have discussed on this already. Okay, so the next question is for all of you on a personal level. What do you think? Do you deal with data in your everyday life? True or false? You can answer it based on whatever your perception is, and then we'll see. So you can quickly put your answers in the chat. Okay, someone says false. All right, we'll talk about it. Okay, so just take a careful look at the question. The question is, I do not deal with data in my everyday life. A not is there, so be careful about what you say. So the answer is false. All of us, whether we realize it or we don't realize it, all of us are actually using a lot of data in our everyday life. And there are so many examples all around us wherein we are actually giving our data for analysis to different companies who are collecting data, and we are also using the products which are customized for us using our data. So one example is YouTube. I'm sure everyone is familiar and regularly using YouTube. So YouTube actually gives you recommended videos, right? The videos that appear on the top of your list. Or, there are YouTube shorts also, which are actually customized based on your interests. So what happens is that when this is just one example of how data is being used and how your data is being used actually. So what's happening is that when you are watching YouTube, YouTube is actually collecting data about what kind of things you like to watch. And it may also be connected with your Google search activity. So what are you searching on Google? What kind of things are you reading on Google? And then, these two data can be combined, and they can then recommend videos to you so that, it's according to your interest. And how does it benefit you? The way it benefits you is that you get content in which you are interested, or the content which is relevant to you. And how it benefits YouTube is that the customer actually spends more time, because the customer has a good experience, so the customer is more engaged with their platform, and that's how it benefits the company. Yes, every online platform is customized. That's true. Be it your shopping websites like Amazon, or entertainment websites like Netflix, YouTube, any platform that you are using is actually using your data to customize it for your benefit.
Shina, sorry to interrupt you. If you can just close the share and reshare once again so that this scribbled one goes off.
Oh, okay. Okay.
that will be good for others actually. Yeah. Yeah, this is okay. Fine. Thanks.
Okay. 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 So the next question is that I am generating data in my day-to-day activities. Yes. So this is an easy one, and I think we have talked about it that yes, we are generating data in our day-to-day activities. And can someone tell what is the device that we are using to generate data? Maybe some of us have not heard about that device. Can anyone put that in the chat? What is the device that we are using to generate data in our day-to-day activities? The most common one. Obviously, there can be multiple devices. So it's your smartphone basically. Each smartphone is actually generating, yeah, cell phone, lots and lots of data about each individual, and the amount of data that is being generated globally every day is actually huge. I did not put that number specifically on the slide because it was too huge for anyone of us to actually comprehend. So, but you can just think that it's actually huge, the amount of data. Yes, it is stored in cloud. Yeah, we will come to cloud as well. Oh, so the next question itself talks about cloud. So the question is that on a personal level, do you think you are using cloud computing in your daily life or not? Yeah, and the question comes with a not again. This is a little confusing. So we are using cloud computing actually in our daily lives, and we are using a lot of cloud computing. Like if we take the same example as we talked about earlier about YouTube, so where do you think, like YouTube has a lot of data, right? Video files and millions of video files. So where do you think they store all of their data? They store it on the cloud, right? It's not stored in your local system. It's not stored at some uh, database near you. It's located in their cloud, and then it's accessible from anywhere, wherever you have an internet connection, right? So in addition to YouTube, Gmail also uses cloud. So you can actually just log into your account from any place. You don't need to have a specific device to use Gmail, right? So Gmail is another example which is using cloud. So we will talk more about what cloud computing is and how it is used. Okay, raw data form, that raw data form. All right, so raw data, if I would like to talk about a bit about the raw data. So raw data is, the data which is there in its in the same form in which it is collected. And then, you'll have to do a lot of data cleaning, data processing to convert that data into a form, which can be used to further analyze or to train some model with that data. So that's about raw data. Okay, so yes, raw data is data before processing. That's right. So what we can conclude from this quiz and after this discussion is that data is actually playing a very important role in today's technology. And this importance of data or the power of data will only keep on growing in the future. It's not going to decrease. So it's very, very essential that, we know about data and, the basics of it, how it is being collected, how it is actually being analyzed, and what all can be done with it. Okay, so that's about the importance of data and why this course is important. All right, so now I'll talk about the course structure of acquiring data. So this course, let me minimize this. Yeah, so this course actually consists of 4 modules. The first module is about introduction to data. Then we go to types of data. Then we go to storing data, and then we talk a bit about data validation. And each of these modules has three components. So every module will have videos which will introduce the concept to you, and the theory part, you can say, okay, the concept. And there are certain modules which also have demo videos. So demo videos actually take you through the programming part. They actually walk you through how to code and what results you are getting and the step-by-step way of doing that. Then there are hands-on exercises in each video, in each module, sorry. So hands-on exercises are like practice exercises. And then we have MCQ-based quizzes where you can actually go and test your knowledge, what you have learned, and these also help with knowledge retention. Okay, now there is the coding platform that we are using is the Jupyter Notebook, and some of you may be familiar with how to use Jupyter Notebook, while some of you may not be. So we will, give a short introduction of how you can actually start using Jupyter Notebooks. And so there are two ways to use these Jupyter Notebooks, or they are also known as .ipynb notebooks, because that is the file extension that is used with that notebook. So the two ways to use that is you can either use Google's Colab. So Google's Colab is provides you an environment where you can actually write your code or upload an already saved notebook from your system to that IDE. It's an IDE, okay? And then, it uses Google's cloud and Google's processor to run your notebook. So when you are using Google Colab, the pro is that you don't need to install anything, okay? While if but the problem, not a problem, the requirement with Google Colab is that you need to have internet connection, an internet connection and a Google account. If you have an internet connection and a Google account, you can actually start using Google Colab from your browser, and you don't need any installations specifically for this. I'll show you a demo after we are finished with this presentation. The other option that we have to run Jupyter Notebooks or the ipynb notebooks is installing the Anaconda distribution. So if you do not have internet connection at all times, and you would like, it will be better for you to run something on your local machine, then you can go with Anaconda distribution. And yeah, and this one would require installation. So I'll actually show you both how you can use them just in a minute, okay? Now, like the course is actually pretty simple if you give it enough time. I think if you go if you go like in series, each item by item, you should not face any problem. Still, there are some suggestions from my side. So the first thing is that you should go in series. You should, actually do first things first, and you should follow the order in which things are placed in the course. Okay, there is a reason why something is coming before the other. All right. And the hands-on assignments that we have in the course, they have detailed instructions. So just follow each instruction step by step, and you should be good to go. They might look a little intimidating for some of you who have no prior background, but if you just follow each instruction, it should be easy to follow. And the quizzes and MCQs are actually there for your self-assessment. And if you don't do well on those quizzes the very first time, you can always go back and revisit the modules and reattempt the quizzes. It's like very simple, and there should not be any problem. Okay, now maybe I'll go and show you one demo of how you can use Google's Colab. All right, so I am already signed into this browser with my Gmail account. Okay, so all you have to do is you just type Google Colab. Okay, when you type Google Colab, this link will the first link to come will be welcome to Collaboratory. Just go there. Okay, if you are new and do not have a Google account, which is very rare, but if that's the case, you just need to create a Google account. Okay, and just go there, new notebook. a new notebook is opened for you. Okay. And just as I said, these notebooks have this extension, like we have .pdf for PDF files. Just in the same way, they have this extension, and it's for IPython notebook like that. And once you have this notebook open, you can just start typing. Like the first command, I can type any command in Python. And to run the cell after you have typed, I want to run this cell. So just click on this arrow. It may take some time depending on on your internet connection. I think because we are connected to the Zoom call, that's why it's taking a bit long, but otherwise it should not take more than 2 seconds. So see, it's run. You will see this green tick. That means this command has been executed. Okay. You can also use a shift enter from your keyboard. Shift enter from your keyboard to run the cell instead of using this play button. Okay. If you want to add a new code cell, just click on plus code. This will give you a new line to code. You can also add markdown. Markdown is the explanation or the text that you want to add to your notebook. So you will see the demo videos. If you will see, they have a lot of explanation written in between the code. So you can write like this is a command to import pandas. Okay, and just shift enter. So this will appear as a text. Excuse me, just a minute. I'm so sorry for that. I'm sorry. All right, and once you are done, you can actually save this notebook. You can change the name from here directly. Like I can make it demo. Okay, and you can also download this notebook to your local system. So this gives you an option of downloading. So you can download this as .ipynb file. Okay, this is about Google's Colab. And if you want to have some files, like you might need to upload some data sets in your notebook. So what you can do is that if the data set is there in your local system already, like for example, let me see if I have something. Any file for that matter. Suppose this iris.data I want to use in my code. So you can simply put it in this file section. So this comes here, and then you can use it in your code. And the command remains same. You just have to give paths to this notebook here in your code. So this is about Google Colab. Right. I'll maybe reshare. I've done something. Okay. Now, okay, so this was about Google Colab. You can actually start using it. Maybe you might not have understood everything in this short demo, but I'm sure once you get started with using this is very intuitive and things will come to you as you use it. There should not be any problem. I mean, you can learn when you work with it. The second option to use IPYNB notebook is the Anaconda distribution that I talked about. So for that also, just Google, just type Anaconda distribution. The first link that takes you to anaconda.com, just go there. And you can simply press the download button. Okay, it's right here. Okay, once you have downloaded and installed it, what you need to do, because I already have it, so I'm not doing it again, but it is pretty straightforward. Just download it from here and run the file. Now, after you have done it, go to the search button and type Anaconda. So it will show you this Anaconda prompt. Okay. Once you have downloaded and installed Anaconda distribution from here, if you type Anaconda in your search bar, it will show you Anaconda prompt. You click on this, a terminal will open up. Okay. In the terminal, you type this command. It's very simple. Jupyter notebook. Just this. Okay. And press enter. Okay. I went to the Anaconda terminal. I typed this command, Jupyter Notebook, and what happened is that it automatically opened the Jupyter Notebook in my browser. Hold on. I'll show you again maybe. So go to Anaconda prompt and go to Jupyter Notebook. So it will automatically open this for you. So this is the Jupyter Notebook when you open it from Anaconda prompt, and it is actually running on your local machine, and even if you don't have an internet connection, it will work. Now you go here, new, and choose Python 3. Okay, go to new, choose Python 3. So a new notebook will open up for you. Now this is very similar to what we saw in case of Google Colab, right? It works in that same way. You just have to type the code in this space. So again, we can type the same thing, import pandas as PD, and you can use shift and enter to run. Shift enter is the shortcut, or you can use the cell. Okay. So
Sheena,
yeah,
sorry to interrupt. Your screen is frozen, Sheena.
oh, maybe I'll reshare. Okay.
Yeah, because it's showing only the first page of the website, Anaconda distribution download.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think then I'll have to repeat quite a bit. All right, no problem. So I'll stop sharing and maybe reshare again. And if
Yes, you can do that. Yeah.
If it becomes visible.
Yeah.
All right, I have reshared. Can you confirm?
Yeah, we can see the first page. Yeah. You just clicked on company. Yes.
Yes.
Now it's moving.
All right. So no issues. I'll repeat it. So what we have to do is that we have to just Google type Anaconda distribution. You land up on this page. This is the first link that will be returned, and then simply click on download, and the file will get downloaded. It's an executable file. You have to run that file, and once you have finished installing it, go to the search button on your computer. When you go to the search button, you will see this option Anaconda prompt. Okay. You click on Anaconda prompt.
Sheena, your screen is frozen again.
Oh, all right.
Because when you are going to the computer and typing in the search, that is what is not showing on the screen.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Do you want to click on that accept maybe? I don't know, cookies?
No, I should actually, I'm sharing the Google's window. No, that's why I should share my complete screen.
Yeah, you have to share the complete screen maybe, Sheena.
Yeah,
do that.
All right. No problem. Okay, I'm so sorry. So this is what we were at. So you click on download, this file will download, you run the file, install it, and then you go to the search button on your computer and type Anaconda prompt, or Anaconda prompt may appear for you. So it will appear like this, Anaconda prompt. Okay. CB, I hope it's fine now.
Yes, Sheena, it is.
Yes. Okay. So Fine. So when Anaconda prompt opens up, it will open as a terminal. It's actually a terminal. There you have to just type a simple command, Jupyter Notebook. Okay. See, it's very easy. We are trying to open Jupyter Notebook. So the command is Jupyter Notebook. I mean, it's very simple. And just type enter. When you press enter, it will actually automatically take you to your browser and open a window like this. Okay, this will happen automatically. What you have to do is you have to go to the terminal and type Jupyter Notebook and press enter. This will open up automatically. So this is opening in your browser, but it is a local host. So that means it's running in your machine. And you don't need an internet connection to run this. Okay, it will use your computer's CPU to process the document. You go to the new button here, you see new, and click on Python 3. So this is the notebook that has opened for you, and I'm sure it looks similar to the Google Colab notebook that we just saw. So here you can type in the code. So like I write import pandas as PD. And to run the cell, the keyboard shortcut is Shift Enter. Or if you don't remember the shortcut, you can simply run by using this button. Okay. So I use Shift Enter and this will run the cell. Okay. So it has imported pandas, and this is how you can actually go on writing more and more code here. But it should be a Python code. Okay. And if you want to add text cells like we did in Google's Colab, so you can go to Markdown, select a cell and then click on Markdown. So this becomes a text cell. So, you know, we can write any explanation that we want here to import pandas. Okay, I would to import pandas. All right, press Shift Enter and this becomes text. You can add more code, keep on adding more text wherever you want. And you know, this is how this will work. You can also download this file again in the same way. Okay, download as, and there are, you know, several options that you can download this notebook as. All right. And then if you want to upload a data set, then you know that data set should be in your local machine somewhere. Like I have this iris data. Okay. And what you have to do is you have to give the path to this data file. For example, I want the path to this file. I select copy as path, and then I can import it. So when you go through the course, these commands will become clear to you. If you don't understand them now, no problem. But if you understand, I'm just showing you. So here what happens is that, the codes are appearing twice. We just need them once. So what we want is that we want to supply the path to the data set wherever it is in our local machine. Okay. So this is how these two things work. Now quickly, I'll just go back to the course and you know just share with you certain things about each module. So I'm now at the course homepage. I hope you all are seeing the same.
Yes, Shina.
Yes, Sheena.
Okay, thank you. So the course introduction module is actually provides an introduction to the course, like how many modules are there, what it all contains. So this is actually a good overview of the entire course that we have. After that, the first module is about introduction to data. So if I open it, you know, there are very, very simple concepts like what is data, then what are the different sources of data, about big data concepts and terminologies, and you know all these things. And these are like very simple concepts. When you go through the videos, these things will become even more clear to you. But you know, we can briefly touch upon certain things. So let's talk about big data. So you know, big data, we are living in the age of big data, we can say that, because you know there is a huge amount of data which is coming in at a very fast rate. And because the data is so huge, so diverse, there are like the different types of data that we have and coming in at such a rapid rate. Therefore, you know, it becomes very important to figure out how you are going to store that data. It's not that easy, right? To store such a huge amount of data. Then, it's also important to consider how are you going to process that data, because again, the size is so big and it's coming in at a rapid rate. So, that's why big data has a lot of importance, and there are different frameworks which are there just to handle big data. Okay. So rest of the things, when you go through the course, I think they will become clearer to you. But just to give you an intuition about what it is. Now, types of data, again, for those of you who have some background in programming, I'm sure most of you will have, that, data can be in different types. Like there can be numeric data. Under numeric, we can have string data, or sorry, under numeric data type, we can have integer or floating type of data. Then we can have data which is in the form of text. Again, data can also be in the form of rows and columns, right? Which is the structured data. So structured data is which has a definite structure, rows and columns, which can be organized as a table. That is structured data. Data can also be unstructured, like if I talk about textual data. For example, we have customer reviews. So, okay, so there is some disturbance. Please go on mute. So yeah, I was talking about text data. For example, Amazon wants to analyze the customer reviews. So the customer review will be in the form of text, and there's like it's difficult to put it in some structured way. So that is unstructured data. Then data can also be semi-structured, like we have in the case of JSON. Okay. Then when we have data with us and we want to analyze that data, it's very important to actually understand what is the objective of our analysis. Like I give you a big database and I tell you analyze this. But the first question will be, what should I analyze it for? Like, what are you trying to get out of it? What should I look for in the data? So this module also talks about how important it is to find the objective of data analysis before actually diving into the database. Okay. Now, this storing data, this module, I would say, will give you a good idea of how Python works with data sets. So Python has a library which is known as pandas. So we saw that while we were just seeing the demo that, we were importing pandas. So pandas is the library in Python, which actually helps us to work with data sets. And when we work with data sets in Python, we store it into a data structure, which is known as a data frame. Okay, so the first part of this module will actually talk about data frames and what is their importance and how you can actually work with them. What are the different functions that you can use on the data frames? For example, you have loaded your data into a data frame, and then you want to find what are the different data types, what is the size of my data, what are the different unique values in my data, what is the mean, median, or mode of a particular column in my data, or you want to manipulate your data in some way. So data frames actually help you do that very easily. Okay, so I would say that this first part of this module is extremely important, and if you are working with Python and data sets together, this is something that will come in very handy to you, not just for this course but for all other tasks. So this is very commonly used framework for working with data sets. Then the second half of this module talks about metadata and what is its importance, what is it, and some simple Python functions which can actually help you to gain some metadata about your data. So let me talk about what metadata is. Metadata is actually data about your data. So for example, I have a lot of data with me and I am storing all of my data in the cloud. So I need to actually place some information somewhere, like which data set is in which link in the cloud, and then that data set, how many rows and columns does it have, what is that data set about. This kind of information should be somewhere, because all the time I can't go on and look at my data to find what this data is all about. So that is what metadata is. It's some precise summary of your data. Okay. Now the last module talks about data validation and what are the different techniques and processes of data validation. Again, using very basic pandas functions. And if you go through this module, you will find, there are certain checks that you can impose while you are importing data, so that you know whether the data which you are importing is actually useful to you, is the data which you want to use. Because sometimes it may happen that the data which you have imported has some suppose say missing values, or doesn't have sufficient information for your analysis. So in that case, you can actually put some checks on your data. Data validation checks can also be put on the data while you are collecting the data, so that people are discouraged from providing wrong information by mistake. For example, you must have seen there when you are filling some forms. So there, it says that in certain columns that this should be a number only. So those are the data validation constraints that are imposed, so that the data which is collected is in a refined form. All right. So this is about this course, and this is pretty much it from my side. And I'm open to any questions or any discussions, or anything that the participants would like to talk about.
Thank you, Sheena. Thank you very much. And dear learners, I am sure you must have been paying a lot of attention with a lot of interest while Sheena took you through this acquiring data course walkthrough. Okay. So if you guys have now any questions with regards to the course, okay, you can go ahead and you can start typing. Or if you want to speak, you can unmute and you can ask the question. Okay, we'll give it another 5 to 10 minutes. It'll be an open house for everybody. So you guys are free to talk for the next 5 to 10 minutes. You can type your questions in the chat box and you can unmute yourself and ask the question also if you want to. Thank you.
So dear student, this is a great opportunity for all of you. If you have any question, you can put it in front of Sheena. She is a subject matter expert. So whatever doubts you have, whatever she has explained, I think she has given the very detailed idea about what is there in the program, what are the different modules are there in the program, what tools has been used, like Panda library, Panda tools has to be used, Python, how to use that. So you have got a overall idea about the entire program, what is there. Definitely the detailed part of the program you need to go through and you need to understand. And once you solve the small quizzes, which is there as a part of each and every module, then your understanding on that module will be much more better and clearer. But as of now, whatever Sheena has explained in last 40-45 minutes or almost an hour, if you have any questions, if you have any doubt, you can put forward to her. She will be happy to answer that.
Yes.
And if there is something that you would want Sheena to show you on the screen, any step within the acquiring data process that you would want her to, demonstrate to you, she can do that as well. All you need to do is you need to just speak up, or you can type it. You can type it in the chat box also.
And once you are through with this course, you can actually go on and attend this mock assessment. So the mock assessment will give you a feel of what the actual assessment would be like, and you are actually you will see what kind of questions will be asked in the final assessment. So I would encourage you that once you are done with the course, maybe you can move on and take the mock assessment. And then there's a final assessment that can be taken for certification, which is logged until you actually register for it. But yeah, even that certification would help you a lot in your career. So I would encourage you to, go ahead and complete these things.
Yeah, treat this, guys, learners. Please treat this like a complete package, okay, wherein you have the course, you take the course, which is obviously out there for all of you, lying in detail, and it is completely self-paced, obviously. So, there is nothing to worry about time that you have to, okay. You can, at your own pace, you can make a daily timetable for yourself, that how much time would you give to the course and how much progress do you want to make on a daily basis. Okay, and then ultimately when you complete the course, when you've understood all the concepts, you've taken MCQs, like Sheena mentioned, that there is no restriction on the number of attempts, so you really don't have to worry that I'm getting all the answers incorrect, should I move on or should I not. You can definitely go back to the concepts, you can look at the concept, read the slides, read the concepts, come to the MCQ again, take it again, and so this is something that you can do till the time you're clear about all the concepts, all the topics under that particular subtopic, bigger topic. Okay, and then ultimately, when you're done with the entire course, when you have done the entire course, of which Sheena just gave you the walkthrough, okay, once you do that, then you have a mock assessment. Okay, that is again, that treat this, like I said, treat this as a complete package for yourself. Okay, take the mock assessment. Okay, check your understanding. This will give you an idea where exactly does your understanding, does your comprehension of the acquiring data course stands. Okay, you do that mock assessment, you get yourself a score, look at your score. If you think that you're not really happy, you go back, you take the course again, you go through the concepts again. So it's very flexible, we've kept it very flexible for our learners. So there is no foundation that you have to follow a particular path and you can't step back if you have to, if there is a need to step back and do a revision maybe. Okay, that's exactly how we would prepare for our college exams also, right? So it's very flexible that ways. The structure has been kept very flexible, and once you are happy and you're satisfied with your performance at the mock assessment stage, Shubhashish, I just want to ask you one question. Is there a minimum percentage that our learners need to score in the mock assessment, so that it gives them an opportunity to go to the final assessment?
Not really. They have to just clear the mock assessment. They have to just complete the mock assessment.
Perfect, perfect, perfect. So, guys, you just heard it. Okay, so you have to clear the assessment. You have to clear the mock assessment. Once you do that, and then you have, the final assessment, the real assessment, waiting for you to be taken. Okay. Obviously, Shubhashish will talk about the final assessment to you in a bit. Okay. So we just wanted, before Shubhashish does that, we thought that we'll give you some time for you to have, if you guys have any questions to Sheena, so we can open up and you can ask these questions.
Yeah, so I am finding some questions which is not related to course as such. One person has asked, do we have more programs from Accenture? So just to mention, just to answer your question, yes, there are more programs which are there from Accenture. In fact, if you have noted my initial introduction slide, I mentioned that this is a initiative of Accenture called AI Ascend, by which we are trying to introduce the basic fundamental AI concepts to all the learners. As a part of that, SQL database management, basics of Python programming, some basics of shell scripting, and this acquiring data. These 4 programs are there as a packaged program. Acquiring data is one program which we are covering today, and is one of the most popular programs, so to say. The people who want to really make their career in the field of AI and big data and want to understand, how data manipulation, how data analysis happens, how data framing happens, how Python works on these data. So this is one of the important program which Accenture brings in. But apart from that, there are a lot of other programs are also available from Accenture on this FutureSkills Prime platform. Not only programs from Accenture, there are many other programs which are from other partners are also available. So that once you go to FutureSkills Prime platform, you can have a look at whatever programs are available. But yes, Accenture, there are 4 programs which are really, comprehensive package program to make you a AI specialist.
Conversant.
Yeah. So that way it will guide you. Some student has mentioned it is not opening in my mobile. It is not a site, it is a app. You need to download the FutureSkills Prime app from either Google Play Store or Android App Store. Download that app, do a sign in onto that particular portal, and then register for acquiring data course. The people who have not registered for acquiring data course, I would urge once again, see, these are all skill enhancer program. And along with whatever you are doing in your BTech or diploma engineering or polytechnic engineering, whatever you are doing, these kind of skill enhancer program will make your profile much better. This is a small program of 12 hours. I have given the link to the program once again. The people who have not registered for the program till now, please go to that particular link and register yourself for that particular program. It's very easy to register. If you have a FutureSkills Prime login, you can register yourself for that program.
Good. I think we're getting good questions on chat, via chat.
Yeah. So this is about the program and about the entire thing. Before we close, if I'll still maybe wait for 1 or 2 minutes more from participants. If you have any questions to ask Sheena and Chandrabhan. Otherwise, I will take you 1 or 2 more minutes to talk about NASSCOM certifications and how you can do that and what is the advantage. So maybe I'll cover that at the end if you do not have any question.
Yeah. Let's give them 2 minutes, Shubhashish.
Yes.
Let's give them 2 minutes. And guys, you have 2 minutes, and please go ahead. You can unmute and you can speak if you want to ask a question, or you can continue. You can continue to put your questions in the chat.
Subhashish, there is a question on the discount code. Can you please address it?
On the chat window?
Yes.
Oh, is that the question directly addressed to you? I am not able to see that. Anyway, what is the question, if you can tell me?
The question is, what is the discount code? So probably the learner is going to,
so when you are registering for the course, please understand you have to register for all the course on FutureSkills Prime. So once you log into FutureSkills Prime learning platform, after that you need to register for this particular course. And when you are registering for this particular course, it might ask for a discount code. Leave that blank. Even if you leave that blank, it will show you the price as 0.0. That means it's a free course. It will still show you the price. You have to still register for the course, leave the discount code option and submit. Your order will be placed rather. You will be getting a mail after that. And then you can start doing the course as Sheena is showing you on the screen. It is visible on your screen. So that is the way you can register and start doing it.
Yeah.
So you can leave the discount code. It is not a mandatory thing. So Sheena, if you can just close your screen share, I will just take last 1 or 2 minutes to close this.
Sure.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much, everyone.
So, so before we close, just wanted to I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, Shubhashish.
Yeah. So first of all, thank you, Sheena and Chandrabhan, for giving this lovely understanding of this entire course called Acquiring Data, which is one of the very popular course from Accenture among students. So as you can see, this particular slide which is on, You register for the course, complete the course. It has a small module. Sheena has given you the entire idea about the program. It's altogether, it's a 12-hour course. So even if you study every day, 15-20 minutes, half an hour, you can complete it within a month's time. After that, you take the practice assessment. After the practice assessment is done, then you can take up the NASSCOM SSC assessment and you will be getting the certificate. Even after the course completion also, you will be getting a course completion certificate. And after assessment, you will be getting the assessment certification. Just to tell you that what is the value of NASSCOM certification, I am sure you know that NASSCOM is the industry body for IT and BPM in the country. So, we define all the standards with the help of industry and government. So for any kind of job role or for any kind of competency you are learning, if you are getting certified by NASSCOM, it has its own industry recognition. It has its own relevance whenever you are applying for any kind of job. So definitely, as you can see, it bridges the skill gap between educational knowledge and job requirement. All these programs are aligned to some standards, some skill standard, we call it. So definitely it will give you that kind of a skill knowledge. These are more aspirational because this is aligned to job role or competency standard, which is there. So it is not just about doing a course, it is doing a course which will make you industry ready. That is very, very important. Definitely you get a certificate which has a recognition of Ministry of Electronics and IT, Government of India, along with NASSCOM. So government recognition is there on the certificate which you get at the end. It is a product agnostic certification, opens a far greater opportunity for employment. So it is not any exclusive, any particular technology which you are learning, so to say. You are getting assessed on the overall technology skill set. NASSCOM being the national assessment body, so you get assessed by NASSCOM. For some of the learners, these kind of assessments are zero to cost, but otherwise for majority of learners who are just students currently, this particular assessment will cost you only 600 rupees. Because it is from NASSCOM, which is a not-for-profit, and it is from Government of India, Ministry of Electronics and IT funded. So these skill certifications are not that high price, so to say. After you complete this free course, you can take up these assessments by paying 600 rupees only. And after that, you will be getting a certificate, which is NASSCOM and industry aligned certificate. Certified candidates also get a benefit to participate in various kind of job fairs, various kind of campus drives, which we conduct on a national level. So students who are certified on various skill will also be allowed to participate in those kind of job fairs. So these are some of the, value-added services which you get when you complete the certification, SSC NASSCOM certification at the end of the course. Just to give you an idea about the course and the assessment, this is the kind of certificate which you get, where you have FutureSkills Prime, Ministry of Electronics and IT, and IT SSC NASSCOM, which is the national body for assessment which certify you on a particular course. You get either gold or silver or bronze category certificate based on the percentage of marks which you have got. Regarding the assessment, you will have total 35 questions, 1 hour assessment. All will be multiple choice assessment which you need to take, and minimum pass marks is 50%. If you get more than 50, you get bronze certificate. As I was mentioning, these skills certifications are aligned to some kind of national occupation standard, which we call it competency standard. Especially for this particular course, it is aligned to one standard called import data as per specification, because this is more onto how to organize data, how to analyze data. So this is more on data analysis and how to work on the data. So this is as per the standards defined by NASSCOM with the help of industry and government. Once you get yourself certified, you get certified on this import data as per specification competency standard. So this is about the assessment. I would urge all of you register for this particular course from Accenture. This is an excellent course for students who want to know something about AI and big data. Along with that, you can also register for other programs which is there like Python and SQL database, whatever is available. Complete this program and at the end take up the assessment to get your recognition, actual recognition of your knowledge, whatever you have gained. So this is what I just wanted to tell you about the certification benefit, whatever is available. And that's it from our side. If you do not have any question, we will end our masterclass session for today. But before we close, just to tell you that we will be bringing such kind of knowledge series with such industry experts on various other technologies also, whereby you can take part and you can know these technology and get yourself skilled. So thank you for participating. Wish you a very bright career ahead. Happy learning. And thank you, Sheena and Chandrabhan, for joining this session and giving students an overall idea about this. So thank you, and all the best to everybody.
Thank you, Subhashish. Thank you.
Thank you,
Dear
Subhashish.
learners. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you everyone for joining.
All the very best.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, learners. Thank you so much for participating us.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So I'm closing this particular meeting. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.